Hey everyone, welcome back to the Great Lakes Fisherman. Here in the Midwest region of the United States, a lot of our lakes, rivers, and streams are very clear. And this is quite a contrast to what you might find in much of the American South. And these two types of water really impact how a fish detects your bait. So in this video, we're going to discuss these differences so that you can use this knowledge to make you a better fisherman. So there are a couple of characteristics of water that we need to define and make sure we understand before we dive into this. And those are turbidity and tint. Dictionary.com defines turbidity as the state or quality of being clouded or opaque, usually because of suspended matter or stirred up sediment. And turbidity and clarity are inversely proportional to each other. In other words, the more turbid the water is, the less clear it is, and vice versa. Tint, on the other hand, is defined as a color or a variety of a color, or hue. Turbid water usually has a tint that runs from brown to yellow, which depends on the amount of suspended solids in the water. But clear water can also have a tint. There are various reasons for these tints, which we will get into next. Turbid water is common in lakes and rivers where drainage occurs predominantly through loose soil. Although not exclusive, this typically occurs through areas with a lot of farmland. Clear water, on the other hand, tends to be found in areas with sandy or rocky soil. This type of ground acts as a natural filter, pulling suspended solids out of the water and making the water run clear. As mentioned earlier, the tint of water is a separate characteristic and is dependent on what is dissolved or suspended in the water. For example, tea-colored water is often the result of tannins that are dissolved in the water. These chemical compounds typically enter the water through the decay of certain types of trees. Now let's talk about how these different properties of water impact lure color selection. Before we go on, please remember to hit that like button, ring that bell to be notified of our future videos, and consider subscribing to our channel. These three things really help the channel out. Thanks. Fish have three predominant ways that they detect their prey: sight, smell, and vibrations from their lateral line. Like humans, their sense of vision gives them the most detailed information about their target. Clear water affords the fish the opportunity to really examine its prey. However, in turbid water, a fish may only catch a glimpse of a moving presentation due to the reduced visibility. So what does this mean for our color selection? The more turbid the water, the more we need to think about using some sort of bright color to catch the fish's eye due to the reduced visibility. Colors like chartreuse and hot pink are great choices in turbid water. As water clarity improves, we need to transition from these brighter colors to more natural color patterns due to the fish's improved vision. For example, this jig color combination was a hot ticket during this past year's spring walleye run on the Detroit River. The water for much of that run was very cloudy, and as a result, the chartreuse jig head gave the fish something to find in that deep, dark water where visibility was very low. However, as the water cleared up, this jig became less and less effective, and we had to switch to a more natural color combination. A fish's lateral line is used to detect movement and vibration in the water. This perception is more useful to a fish in turbid conditions because the fish cannot use its primary sense of sight to see what it's chasing. As a result, baits with blades or a rattling body have a distinct advantage in extremely turbid water. So to summarize, the more turbid the water, the more important it is to use a lure with vibration and bright colors. As water clarity improves, switch over to natural colors where vibration, although may be useful, is less of a necessity. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week's video. I hope after watching this you're able to make better decisions regarding color patterns based on the clarity of the water you're fishing. I always enjoy talking about these topics and fishing in general, so please drop a comment if you have anything to add. And as always, thanks for watching.